Thank you for the karanga. I declare this congregation to be in session. Please remain standing and join with us in singing the traditional graduation song, Gaudeamus, the words of which are on the screen. Please be seated. Ina waka, ina manga whakahi, ina taiwha, tēnā koutou katoa. Kia rana, talofa lava, mala elamali, whakalofa lahi atu, taluhani, whakatalofu atu, isabula, nihau, na Massey, mahaba. A very warm welcome to this graduation ceremony, the first of 3 here in Palmerston North today. Can I start by acknowledging fellow members of the Massey University Council and the academic staff on the stage with me today. In addition, I acknowledge distinguished guests we have amongst us, the professional services staff, and importantly the members of the Campus Graduation Committee who have made this graduation the success I'm sure it will be. My name is Chris Kelly and I'm a very proud Massey graduate. At this ceremony we have 139 graduating, 57 of you with master's degrees and 16 with a doctoral degree, the highest qualification our university offers. We have a total of 538 graduating today, and by the end of this year Massey will have produced an additional 6,200 new graduates, which will bring our total active alumni family around the world to around 140,000. Graduation Day is a day of celebration, an opportunity for you, your whānau, your friends and loved ones to recognise the hard work you have done at Massey and what you have achieved as a result of that hard work. All our ceremonies are streamed live on the internet and the video is stored on the Massey website. There's a link to that stream on the homepage, so please feel free to use social media, text or email to share this link. It'll be a permanent record for what many of you I'm sure will be amongst your proudest moments. And speaking of recognition, it's important that you graduates remember to thank all those people who have backed you and contributed to your success during your studies, your family, your friends, and importantly, the faculty and support staff of the university. And to ensure you don't forget, I would like today's graduates to join me in acknowledging them all. And for everyone in the audience, please feel free to loudly applaud and congratulate each of the graduates as they cross the stage. This is a celebration and it's their day. The ceremony we're about to go through today has its roots in graduation ceremonies developed some 800 years ago. The traditions such as the robes we wear, the caps known as mortarboards, the mace, the singing of Gaudeamus and occasional awarding of honorary degrees to outstanding citizens link us to the strong heritage of universities. And universities are institutions of higher learning in which the teaching and learning environment is provided by academics actively involved in the creation of new knowledge through research and scholarship. As university graduates, you will be critical to the future social, economic and cultural development of your communities. The reputation of Massey is built on the achievements of its faculty, past and present, and of course its graduates. Evidence of the achievement of our faculty and alumni is all around us. And to mention a few, we have designer and creative director Sir Richard Taylor, of course, of Weta Workshop, fashion designer Kate Sylvester, Apple product designer Danny Costa, who is now Vice President of Design at GoPro, teacher and 2011 Rugby World Cup winning coach Sir Graham Henry, and well-known performing artists like comedian Jeremy Corbett, actress Antonia Preble, and singer Lizzie Marvelli. It's important on these occasions to recognise and celebrate Massey's successes. Last year we experienced growth in enrolments, including international enrolments, bucking a trend that's seen other universities struggle to meet their targets. This year we've experienced further growth across the board in domestic enrolments, distance, and international enrolments, and through Massey Worldwide, which is delivering our programs overseas in Australia, China, Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, and the Middle East. This growth in international student enrolments has been underpinned by a huge amount of work, building and maintaining our international relationships. Many of our international students come to us through partnerships with overseas universities, and our global reputation is central to the attractiveness of Massey as a university to study in what is a very competitive global environment. Massey continues to lead the way in New Zealand international education agenda, and I wish to thank all staff involved in this important area of our activities. One of the advantages Massey has in its globalisation agenda is that we are a diverse university with a broad range of strengths. There are many ways in which our strengths complement each other. For example, design, arts and humanities have obvious links. So too do science, agriculture and food production. And they in turn link to teaching and research in nutrition and health, both human and animal. And of course, business innovation is relevant across all of these fields. Our diversity in campus and modes of learning gives students options that other providers simply cannot offer. It means we can offer students lifestyle choices, the ability to study part-time while working, and, in many programs, the ability to study from anywhere in the world. In addition, our ongoing investment in infrastructure is significant and includes a stunning upgrade of the historic Sir Geoffrey Perrin building, construction of a new wild base ward in the Veterinary Teaching Hospital, planning for the heritage restoration of the refectory building, an agreement reached with AgResearch to jointly develop a $40 million food sciences facility, all at the Manawatu campus. The new student accommodation complex at Auckland has transformed that campus, and there are plans to rapidly developed to manage the significant further growth we're anticipating. At our Wellington campus, the upgrade of the Kuratini Marae is almost complete and will be ready for opening next year. And the construction of the university's new music and creative media production facilities will also be completed and open next year. Moving to our people, our scientists are among the best, not only in New Zealand, but worldwide. In the past 13 years, 7 of the winners of the Rutherford Medal, which is the Royal Society's most prestigious science award, have been Massey scholars. 5 are current staff and 2 are alumni. 2 Marsden grants awarded this month went to the College of Sciences staff. Professor Joachim Brand received $870,000 for work on icy tornadoes in the quantum world, while Dr. Gillian Gibb received $300,000 Marsden study to study the genetic pathways of flightless birds, such as moa and kiwi. Robert McLaughlin became a distinguished professor for his internationally recognised work as an applied mathematician. Professor McLaughlin is one of the founders in the field of geometric numeric integration. Associate Professor Murray Cox was part of an international team that changed what we know about the timing and route that humans took out of Africa and other parts of the world tens of thousands of years ago. He has been awarded a Humboldt Research Fellowship to conduct research at the Max Planck Research Institute, one of Germany's most successful research institutions. Professor Hugh Blair received a Chinese Friendship Award in Beijing for the work he and his colleagues have done to develop sheep breeding and production research programs in that country. And in the New Zealand first, veterinary oncologist Professor Jochen Bray helped to create a custom-made titanium jaw to perfectly fit a dog with cancer. The team's work is attracting international interest and includes a design company from Napier and a 3D metal printing company in Tauranga. Associate Professor Jane Goodyear is leading a project that aims to increase participation of girls in engineering and technology through interactive workshops across the country. Hello Cafe, Engineering with a Human Touch, is funded by the government's Unlocking Curious Minds Fund and is currently attracting interest with cafe meetings of schoolgirls across New Zealand. It's important that people recognise the ongoing value of learning and tertiary qualifications in a world where the nature of employment and types of jobs people do is changing rapidly. That means those who succeed will be those who have learned, how to adopt, and how to adapt. And one of the most passionate advocates of that philosophy at Massey University, in fact, One of the most passionate advocates of education that I've had the pleasure of knowing and working with, of course, is our current Vice-Chancellor, the Honourable Steve Mahari. I need to say a few words about you, Steve. Steve's time at Massey dates back to the 1970s, where he was a student. He didn't come here straight from school, as many do. He had, as he says, a life experience, riding motorcycles, working in retail, and performing in a rock band. He was a successful student and made a point of studying things that interested him at the time: rock music and motorcycles. He was a lecturer for several years and is fondly remembered by many staff and students for the passion, excitement and humour he brought to his classes. And those who worked with him say he could easily have succeeded as an academic and risen to the ranks of professorial level. Instead, of course, he chose a different path, first into local body politics and then for 18 years into national politics. Again, he quickly rose to the top, holding numerous senior portfolios in the Labour governments from 1999 to 2008, and was the number 4 ranking person in Helen Clark's cabinet before being appointed Vice-Chancellor at Massey. In the past 8 years, Steve has played a huge part in lifting not only Massey's profile in New Zealand and of course on the world stage, but even more importantly its performance in research, teaching and in connecting with our communities. He has worked with 3 Chancellors, Nigel Gould, Dr. Russell Ballard, whose contribution will be acknowledged later in the ceremony, and myself. Steve has led the university by challenging us all to take on the big global issues, to use innovation, to use our creativity, and most of all, be relevant. In a world that's changing faster than ever, which throws up enormous and unexpected obstacles, universities must be leaders. We must lead the debate. We must lead the response. We must take the initiative and produce the graduates, both young and old, who will become our leaders. Steve, you have risen to those challenges, led from the front, and inspired leaders you have gathered round you. You have decided to step down at the end of the year, and I'm sure to take on new challenges. Please accept my sincere thanks and those of my colleagues on the University Council, and I'm sure the gratitude and best wishes of everyone present here today. Please acknowledge Steve. Congratulations to all of you who have taken up the challenge to be where you are today. You will graduate proud of your achievement, but also honoured by the reputational mantle you will have inherited. I challenge you to go forth as Massey alumni, to make your contribution, to grow your reputation, and in doing so add further to the proud heritage you are now part of. As part of your journey, we anticipate many of you will come back to us and face the never-ending quest to keep your skills and knowledge up to date. You can be assured that Massey will be there to meet the need, whether it be through a course of full-time study or part-time through our world-class distance learning program. Finally, I would urge you to stay connected with your alma mater and your university family through our active alumni association. Congratulations, continue to work hard. Remember, your journey is just beginning, and never forget to enjoy yourselves and those around you. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. By the authority of the Council of Massey University, I, Christopher Kelly, Chancellor, will now award the certificates and diplomas and confer the degrees on those to be presented and on those in absentia.
Chancellor, the Programme Director for Science and a Professor Emeritus will present to you graduates and recipients of certificates, diplomas and degrees in the College of Sciences.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Diploma in Science and Technology the candidates I'm about to name. Matinjan Samuel Patlajarai. Jessie Quinn Nicholas. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Agri-Commerce the graduates I'm about to name. William Charles Anea. Matthew Thomas Harding. Michael John Hilligan. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Agri-Science the graduand I'm about to name. Janae Grace Millen. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science the graduand I'm about to name. Colleen Yvonne Pinfold. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Construction the graduands I'm about to name. Fade Gully. Duo Lee. Sue Kwe Lig O. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with Honours the graduand I'm about to name. Matthew James Sutherland. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Information Sciences the graduands I'm about to name. Leith Ziad Ajal. Ravi Shankar Bakava Cheruvu. Alexander Lazov. Sing-U Liu. Jack Logan Nitschke. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Science the graduands I'm about to name. Nicholas Paul Anderson. Christine Margaret Atwood. Ben Alexander Ellery. Eamon Stephen Foran. Sarah Jean Fursden. Zoe Raywin George. Georgia Elizabeth Hodgson. Taryn Amelia Tricia Hudapul. Laura Jane Kennedy. Natalie Paula Magoa. Zuwing Nia. Kimberly Ann Nolasco. Ryan Carl O'Connor. Alice Cherish Papali'i. Eve Mary Patty. Oscar George Pierce. Clementine Rose Rankin. Daniel Francis Reeve. Sol E. So. Kirsty Marie Tucker. Cameron Ross Maisaki Ualese. Matthew John Ward. Sarah Ing Wong. Kristen Marianne Workman. Chen Wu. Liru Zhu. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Graduate Certificate in Science the candidate I'm about to name, David Alistair Edwards. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Graduate Diploma in Information Sciences the candidate I'm about to name, Xing Fang Xiao. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Graduate Diploma in Rural Studies the candidate I'm about to name. Mary Bernadette Murphy, with distinction. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Graduate Diploma in Quality Systems the candidate I'm about to name. Judith Ann Bishel. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Graduate Diploma in Science the candidates I'm about to name. Nicole Joy Gonze Galatza. Chirag Changid. Lorna Lolola Langwin Dunham. Edwin Tarasia Larum. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Agri-Science the candidate I'm about to name. Nening Ratna Purnamasari. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Logistics and Supply Chain Management the candidates I'm about to name. Deepu George. Xiao Zin. Loreno Lariosa Chiante. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Science the candidates I'm about to name. Christopher Benjamin Fitzgerald. John Donald Knox. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Veterinary Science the candidate I'm about to name. Gia Luvum Swan Moring. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours the graduates I'm about to name. Gavril Lin Wei Chong. Noor Gamri. Samuel Kyle Irvine, First Class Honours. Emma Jane Pettigrew, First Class Honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Agri-Science the graduand I'm about to name. Zachariah Darcy Beachy Gradwell, First Class Honours, Doctoral Scholar. Thank you, Chancellor.
We will now proceed with the conferment of the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa. Vice-Chancellor.
Chancellor, the Honourable John Luxton, QSO, will read the citation for the award of the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Dr. Russell Ballard. In recent years, there have been few people who have had the impact on Massey that Russ Ballard has had. In over 10 years of service on the Massey Council, with 5 of those as Chancellor, Russ has led the reshaping of this university to the strong position that it has today. Likewise, few in the New Zealand public service have had such a significant impact upon improving the quality of New Zealand government services over the last 30 years as Russ Ballard. His association with Massey started in 1963 upon leaving his family farming and living in Kenya, when Russ migrated to New Zealand and began as a student at Massey to study agriculture. So I should have perhaps been saying Jambabwana. He completed his Bachelor of Agricultural Science and then stayed on to complete a Master's in First Class Honours in 1969. During this time, he obtained an Athletics Blue in discus throwing and also met his wife, Philippa, another Massey student. In 1969, he began his highly productive research career at the New Zealand Forest Service Research Institute in Rotorua. Between then and 1997, he produced something like 60 scientific and management papers in journals and conference proceedings and books. In 1971, he was awarded the Fools Hayes Fellowship and National Research Advisory Fellowship that enabled him to study for a PhD at the University of Florida. On completion in 1974, he was awarded the Emil Tuag Award for Soil Science Society of America for the top PhD student of the year in soil science, a truly global achievement. In 1978, he broadened his scope into the research management, first as an associate professor at the North Carolina State University. He was then recruited into the business sector with the international forestry company Weyerhaeuser, where he managed the US $6 million forestry research program ranging over the states of Washington, Oregon, North Carolina, and Arkansas. In 1986, Russ Ballard returned to the Forest Research Institute in New Zealand and quickly became the Secretary for Forests in the breakup of the New Zealand Forest Service. He was soon noticed by ministers as a safe pair of hands and was catapulted into the role of Secretary of Education to lead the introduction of tomorrow's schools. He safely navigated this role, one of the most challenging of government leadership roles, then answerable to the Prime Minister of the day, the Right Honourable David Lange. Since then, he has headed another 3 government departments. As Director General of Agriculture and Fisheries, he was very instrumental in securing much improved access for New Zealand's agricultural exports under the GATT agreement in the early 1990s. He played a key role in negotiating the phytosanitary agreement under that agreement. He worked for 13 Ministers of the Crown, and has overseen major legislative reform in education, agricultural compounds, biosecurity, animal welfare and land administration. As the Chief Executive of Land Information New Zealand, Russ introduced the world's first online land survey, land title information system and registry of all land transactions in this country without a major hitch. He was also appointed the Chief Executive of Child, Youth and Family Department for a period to stabilise its administration and to lead it out of a crisis period. Once again, he played a pioneering role in the New Zealand Public Service. He was indeed the first Massey graduate to head a government department and the only Massey graduate to have been Director General of both Agriculture and Education, presumably the only person who's ever been the Director General of both. He has served often as chairman on many national and international agricultural, governmental, research and business organisations. He has been the chairman of the Wellington Rotary Club and now chairs the National Eureka Science Awards for young science orators. He chairs the New Zealand School of Dance and the New Zealand Agrochemical Education Trust. Russ has been made a fellow of both the New Zealand Institute of Management and the New Zealand Institute of Directors. In December 2002, Russ was one of 8 alumni awarded the Massey Anniversary Medal. In 2005, Russ joined the Massey Council and was appointed as a Massey Chancellor in 2009 and served in this position until 2013. He resigned from the Council in 2015. As Chancellor, he established the Government's Committee to review and implement changes to improve the quality of governance of the Council. During this time, he has developed and the focus of strategy through the Council Strategy Days and has also developed a Council Code of Conduct. Russell's contribution to the public service of New Zealand has been recognised by his award of the New Zealand 1990 Commemorative Medal and being made a companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit in 2004. Russ maintains an active involvement with Massey as the chair of the Massey University Foundation Trust Board, chair of the Refectory Building Fundraising Group, and independent board member on the Student Management System Implementation Board. He is also well known as a very competitive golfer. I understood he had a round of golf just yesterday as soon as he got to Palmerston North. Accordingly, Russ is a most worthy recipient of the honour given today as one of this university and this country's most outstanding contributors to the public of New Zealand.
Well done, John.
I think you know the drill, but I'll take you up anyway. No, come back in.
I hope you can deal with all this kind of stuff.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present Dr. Russell Ballard, CNZM, for graduation, degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa of this university.
It is now my great pleasure to invite Dr. Russell Ballard to address the graduands. Dr. Ballard.
Ti hei Māori ora, ena mana, ena reo, e rau rangatira mā, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. First of all, my congratulations to the graduates. You should be justly proud of your achievements. And congratulations also to the family and friends of the graduates. And you should know just how important your support has been to them. Graduation is one of the steps that defines a coming of age, the ending of an era of life as a student or the one being shown the ropes, and moving on to being a doer and leader in the wider world. And I'm sure most of you will have hopes and dreams for this next stage in your life. But one thing is for absolute certainty. Your certificate, diploma, or degree will only open the door onto this new life. After that, you're on your own. How well you succeed will be largely dependent on how well you handle the challenges of the highs and the lows that will inevitably come your way on your journey through your work life. And that will be more dependent on your soft skills rather than any hard facts or skills that you picked up in the lecture theatre or laboratories. Based on my personal experience and the benefit of having spent about 50 years now working with and watching a very large number of peers, work colleagues and employees making their way through their working lives, I've developed a view on what personal attributes and behaviours are associated with those who are successful in the workplace and are also highly regarded in their communities. Some of these, such as hard work, loyalty, high ethical standards, and getting on with your co-workers, are pretty obvious to all, and I will not dwell further on them. I would like to, however, focus on a few new ones, which, if you develop and manage them well, will certainly help make those dreams come true. Top of my list, and the first area I want to touch on, is the management of your ego, your sense of self-esteem or self-importance. Ego is a two-edged sword in the workplace. An overinflated sense of worth leads to perceived arrogance, relationship problems, poor risk-taking, and an inability to take advice or admit failure. Low self-esteem also leads to significant career-limiting behaviours and actions resulting from a fear of making mistakes, a fear of looking stupid, a fear of being challenged, and an unwillingness to challenge others. Most people have a reasonable understanding of the status of their ego. The trick then is to understand it and potentially its impacts on your effectiveness in the workplace and the environment that you manage. My best advice to you all is to take your ego out of play and rely on sound judgment to drive your behaviours, relationships, and decision-making. People who do this successfully are generally seen as being comfortable in their own skin. The second area I want to touch on is communication skills. Being a good communicator is often linked with positive leadership and success in the workplace, with very good reason. However, it is important to understand the elements of communication that make up the good communicator and the purpose of the communication. Communication is not only about the written and spoken word, it's also about the messages that you send by your actions and behaviour. The good communicator always has a consistency in the message sent by whatever channel. Remember also that communication is a two-way process. The good communicator is not only a good deliverer, but also a good receiver or listener. They establish an empathy with their audience. To be a good communicator, you have to get your message across. This not only involves using the recipient's preferred method of receiving communications, but also achieving an understanding of your message by the recipient audience. To do this, you need to put yourself in their shoes, to talk their language, and be aware of their needs and sensitivities. Sir Paul Callaghan, a distinguished New Zealander and past faculty member at Massey, often bemoaned the fact that the science community in New Zealand under-contributed to its communities and the economy, because of its inability to communicate effectively to the lay public and to decision makers. Let me assure you that using professional and workplace jargon when communicating with others outside your group only displays your ignorance and not how clever you are. Adaptability. This is my third area that I want to touch on. The days of making a career out of one type of work or even one profession are disappearing fast. Businesses know that they must continuously reinvent themselves in the face of changing technologies and social mores, and so must employees. The valued employee is the person who is flexible, committed to continuous learning, and embraces change. At a deeper level, an adaptable individual shows initiatives in the face of challenges, seizes opportunities created by change, is willing to take measured risks and learn from their mistakes. The world, unfortunately, is full of sad people who stuck their heads in the sand in the face of waves of change and got rolled by those waves as they watched their adaptable colleagues ride by on the crest of the waves. Don't let that be you. The final attribute that I want to touch on is the ability and willingness to give. This shows up in many aspects of the workplace. Probably the most important is in being a team player. Most workplaces and businesses owe their success to having effective groupings of people with a variety of skills who operate as integrated teams. The giver ensures the success of teams by sharing their knowledge and information, willingly giving of their time, and putting the interests of the team ahead of their own. And please don't think that the team player will forever be condemned to being hidden away in teams in the bowels of the organisation. These same giving attitudes are also valued in managers and leaders. Another key feature of the giver is that the interest that they show in developing the capabilities of those who work with them and for them. Individuals who try to retain power positions by restricting access to information and not developing anyone that might usurp their role are soon found wanting in the workplace. The last aspect of giving I want to touch on is that of giving of your best at any job that you do. The giver tends to be distinguished by their commitment to excellence, as opposed to those who go through the motions, doing the minimum possible and taking no pride in their work. There is a well-recognised saying that giving is more rewarding and satisfying than receiving. And this is equally as true in the workplace as it is in your personal life. And just as an aside, and reflecting my interests as chairman of the Massey Foundation, I do invite you to consider giving to your alma mater as both a beneficial form of giving and one which will give you a lot of satisfaction, knowing that you are helping those that come after you and also saying thank you. You will probably have noticed that these 4 dream-making attributes that I have touched on, ego management, communication, adaptability, and giving, are all interrelated and interdependent. You can't selectively pick one or the other as your passport to success. You need to be familiar with and practice all of them. Thousands of other graduates have received similar advice over the years. Just to reinforce my message, I've just picked out a few quotes and advice given by other notable graduate speakers. Success leads to the greatest failure, which is arrogance and pride. Failure leads to the greatest success, which is humility and learning. David Brooks. We all go through life bristling at our external limitations, but the most difficult chains to break are inside us. Bradley Whitford. It's harder to build than to destroy. To build is to engage and change. Winton Marsalis. Life is not about warming yourself by the fire. Life is about building the fire, and generosity is the match. If you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a lifetime, help somebody. Congratulations to all of you again. Good luck and travel well. Kia ora tātou.
Thank you, Dr. Ballard. Very wise words from a wise person. Just remember 2 points Dr. Ballard made. Of course, your qualifications are really to open the door to you. The rest is up to you. And remember your soft skills. IQ is important, but EQ is equally, if not more so, important. We will now proceed with the conferment of degrees and the award of certificates, diplomas for the university.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Applied Statistics the graduand I'm about to name. Jennifer Kate Mullen with distinction. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Engineering the graduands I'm about to name. Samuel John Oldfield Corp. Bernard James Huggins with distinction. Alexander Kevin Rowe with distinction. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Environmental Management the graduand I'm about to name. Sarah Louise Orton. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Information Science the graduand I'm about to name. Shelley Samulbai Christian with distinction. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Supply Chain Management the graduands I'm about to name. Heidi Serena Hartel with distinction. Ruth Leonie Putzer. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Postgraduate Diploma in Logistics and Supply Chain Management the candidate I'm about to name. Yan Hao. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Science, Chatanapal Singh Bra. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Quality Systems the graduates I'm about to name. Mohammed Zaidi bin Abdullah. Simplicio Hove. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Science the graduates I'm about to name. Benjamin James Bridgman. Lucy Wesley Coleman. James Maurice Peter Curtis. Elizabeth Grace Fox. Petra J. Franson. Geneva Nicole Guinea. Angela Louise Lane. Lucy Elizabeth Rose Lilburn. Shah Louis, with distinction. Rachel Elizabeth Miller, First Class Honours. Norshu Haida Binti Mohammed Jamaluddin. Natalia Leila Rebecca Olive Kroner. Sophie Margaret Pearson, First Class Honours. Louisa Marie Sivia, First Class Honours. Jeremy Michael Arthur Stevens, First Class Honours. Samantha Jane Urgett. Sarah Edith Waghorn. Rachel Jane Withington, First Class Honour, Doctoral Scholar. Hannah Joy Young. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Veterinary Medicine the graduates I'm about to name. Anna Louise Goodman. Maria Enriqueta Janeth Thero. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Veterinary Science the graduate I'm about to name, Alison Lynn Pickering with distinction. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Veterinary Studies the graduate I'm about to name, Lindsay Francis Earle, First Class Honours. Thank you, Chancellor.
It is now my pleasure to invite Forte to present an item. Forte is a Palmerston North Boys High School barbershop quartet. The group has been together for 2 years and is made up of close friends Baxter on the bass, Takarangi on the baritone, Tama, lead, and Taylor, tenor. The quartet is self-led and self-managed. They practice in their own time and pick their own repertoire. This year they performed at the New Zealand Barbershop National Competition in Wellington. Forte will be performing a barbershop arrangement of the pop standard Let's Get Away From It All, music by Matt Dennis, lyrics by Tom Adair, and arrangements by Rob Hopkins. Welcome, Forte.
I'm so tired of this dull routine. Up to town on the 8:15. Back at night, off to bed, and then get up and start it all over again. Let's take a boat to Bermuda. Let's take a plane to St. Paul. Let's take a kayak to Quincy or Nyack. Let's get away from it all. Let's take a trip in a trailer. No need to come back at all. Let's take a powder to Boston for chowder. Let's get away from it all. We'll travel around from town to town. We'll visit every state. I'll repeat, I love you, sweet, in all the 48. Let's go again to Niagara. This time we'll look at the fall. Let's leave our hut, dear, get out of our rut, dear. Let's get away from it, really away from it. Let's get away from it all, away from it all, away from it all.
Thank you, Forte. That was great. We will now proceed with the conferment of degrees and the awarding of university certificates and diplomas.
Chancellor, before I present the graduands, I have been provided with an opportunity to describe the international activities of Massey University in relation to global control of emerging epidemic diseases, which are the reason this group of doctors, veterinarians, and wildlife specialists from Asian countries have been specially brought here to graduate today, having completed their degrees without having the opportunity previously to visit New Zealand. The 24 graduates who are to receive their master's degrees today
bring the total of people who have received postgraduate qualifications in the investigation of emerging diseases at Massey University to 108 over the last 5 years. And they have come from 9 countries spread across Asia, from Afghanistan to Mongolia. Their countries have between them over 40% of the total world population, and these countries are in one of the highest risk regions of the world for emergence of new epidemic diseases. A high proportion of newly emerging diseases transfer from animals to people, and there has been a large number of such diseases in recent decades, ranging from HIV/AIDS to Ebola, with many more in between than most people even know about. To minimise such problems and manage any new diseases which do arise needs an integrated approach between human and animal health, which has become known as One Health. Massey University has been widely acknowledged as a global leader in developing and applying a One Health approach through what we call an education into action approach, where medical doctors and veterinarians are trained to work together on disease investigation and then guided through practical projects where they apply their new skills to problems in their own countries. This work has been supported strongly by the European Commission and the World Bank, which have provided about $20 million to Massey and associated spin-off companies to develop this approach. This work forms part of an even wider range of activities globally, both in the past and on a growing scale in the future. Undertaking such large-scale programs in challenging environments has required very hard work by a lot of people. Our Vice-Chancellor has been an enthusiastic and active supporter of the program, even coming to Bhutan and to China with us to contribute personally to the work. We greatly value the support he has given to us. Dr. Peter Jolly leads the program, having taken over from Dr. Eric Newman, who led the initial phase of the work and still contributes to it. Dr. Joanna Mackenzie provides academic leadership in the degree program with support from a wide range of Massey staff from both public health and animal health disciplines. The work extends well beyond those Asian countries, and Dr. Ron Jackson has been a very influential person in work in many remote parts of the world, such as Azerbaijan, Tajikistan, and Kosovo. Dr. Jackson is a role model for new graduates because after 30 years in veterinary practice, he retired and undertook a PhD at Massey, graduating in his 60s and then moving into international consulting. Today, at the age of 81, he is still undertaking consulting assignments in several countries. Dr. Jackson is in the audience today at our request so that he can see the continuing fruits of the work to which he has contributed so much. He has been active in research and postgraduate training at Massey now for over 20 years, yet he has never held an academic appointment in the university. Also here today is Dr. Xiong Wong from World Bank Washington, who will graduate with his PhD degree, having managed to combine his role in the management of World Bank responses to a series of global health emergencies with a research project aimed at improving detection of future emerging diseases. Also present is Dr. Masako Wada, who will graduate with her PhD and has been a valuable contributor to the training of the graduands who are about to receive their master's degrees. These activities have now expanded into Africa, where work is being undertaken with World Bank support to minimise the risk of a new outbreak of Ebola virus, and also globally through a program to reduce emergence of antibiotic resistance, which is seen as the next big threat to human health worldwide. Because of the high regard in which its previous work in Asia was held by people who observed what was being done, the Massey One Health team has now been invited in as a global leader in applying a One Health approach to reducing antibiotic resistance in low and middle income countries, with a budget from the British government for the next 5 years of $400 million and plans in place for a further 5 years funding beyond that. As far as I can determine, that's the largest budget ever for a project involving Massey University and possibly any New Zealand university. The continuing calls on the capability of Massey University to deliver One Health solutions to difficult global problems illustrate the benefit of devoting university resources to this challenge. And the latest group of graduands from the program illustrate the continuing achievement of people who've been trained to meet the challenges of emerging diseases. We did expect to have 24 people here today. We only have 18 because our Afghan participants, after several months of attempts to issue visas to them, received their visas at 3 a.m. this morning, and therefore we hope that they're watching this event from Kabul but are unable to appear for their graduation. They will join us in a few days' time. Chancellor, I therefore have the honour to present for the Master of Public Health Biosecurity the graduands I am about to name. Mohammed Asaduzzaman. Manisha Bista with distinction. Kaesang Dorji. Binod Prasad Gupta. Sultan Mahmud. Kinley Penjor with distinction. Tandon Zhangpo. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Veterinary Medicine Biosecurity the graduands I'm about to name. Chauvon Chakma. Mohammad Nizam Uddin Chowdhury. Chendu Dorji. Kamrul Islam. Muhammad Nurul Islam. Swagat Nepal. Kinley Penjor. Yontan Funchok with distinction. Barun Kumar Sharma with distinction. Chanda Shrestha. Suraj Subedi with distinction. Chancellor, the degrees are also conferred on our Afghan colleagues in absentia.
Chancellor. Chancellor Professor Giselle Burns, Assistant Vice-Chancellor for Research, Academic and Enterprise, will read the citations for the doctoral graduands.
Chancellor, before I proceed to call the graduands and also outline briefly their research, I want to share a few observations about the nature of doctoral study. A doctoral degree is the highest degree awarded by the university. Through the writing and submission, typically of a thesis, candidates are expected to make an original contribution to knowledge. Candidates typically spend 3 to 4 years of full-time enrolled research, and when it's part-time study, often longer, solving a problem or addressing a set of questions. The resulting thesis is also examined by an international panel of experts through written and oral examination. It is therefore a journey of some commitment. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Doctor of Philosophy the graduands I'm about to name. Daniel Berry, Doctoral Scholar. Epicloe fungi form agriculturally important relationships with many grass species because they produce natural products that provide resistance against herbivores. Mr. Berry identified several genes involved in the production of novel natural products and found that one of these products is implicated in the disease-causing epicloe sexual cycle. Please welcome Dr. Berry. Eric Christophe Pascal Briard. Pyroclastic density currents are the most dangerous of all volcanic phenomena on Earth. These ground-hugging mixtures typically devastate everything in their path due to hurricane-level forces. Mr. Briard's research revealed, through large-scale experimentation, the internal structure of these enigmatic lethal currents, furthering our ability to accurately model their hazards around volcanoes worldwide. Please welcome Dr. Briard. Sarah Ann Burgess. Thermophilic bacilli are an important group of spoilage bacteria that tend to grow during milk powder manufacture. Through the analysis of their genome sequences, Mrs. Burgess provided new insights into understanding how this group of bacteria grow and survive during milk powder manufacture. Please welcome Dr. Burgess. Tony K. Daly. Ms. Daly used several free servers to predict three-dimensional structure and ancestral sequence reconstruction in order to search for structural relationships between proteins, where primary sequence similarity has all but been erased over time by mutation. Her research adds to the known repertoire of proteins found in the ancestor of all eukaryotes. Please welcome Dr. Daly. Eli Mark Gray Stewart. The term mastication describes the process of chewing food. Mr. Gray Stewart developed a mathematical model to show how the food mass, or the bolus, changes until it is swallowed. His model has the potential to aid future food design where a particular breakdown pathway is desired, and to reduce the number of time-intensive in vivo experiments required. Please welcome Dr. Gray Stewart. Kate Edwina Hill. Overactive thyroid is a common condition in older cats, and the primary treatment is methimazole pills administered by mouth. Ms. Hill developed a revolutionary new way to develop methimazole by rubbing the drug in a suitable formulation into the cat's inner ear. The novel formulation provides a stress-free treatment that benefits the cat, its owner, and the veterinary practice personnel. Please welcome Dr. Hill. Sophia Khanum. The rise of bacterial resistance against existing antibiotics presents an alarming trend. Consequently, new ways to fight antibiotic-resistant bacteria are urgently required. Ms. Khanum's research found new weak points in bacterial armour that could be exploited in the future for development of new antibiotics. Please welcome Dr. Khanum. Sarina Mananda. Ms. Mananda investigated a novel plant hormone, strigalactone, proposed to inhibit shoot branching. She found the concentration of this hormone negatively correlated when branching in different horticultural crops. Her research has significant implications for the breeding of different horticultural crops, such as apples and kiwi fruit, as well as in the field of tissue culture for generating plants with desirable branching. Please welcome Dr. Mananda. Nikola Palovich. Butyrvibrio are rumen bacteria that are important degraders of plant fibre. Mr. Palovich's research defined the generic potential and identified interactions between different species of Butyrvibrio. His research provides valuable insight into the role of these microbes in plant fibre breakdown and is fundamental to our understanding of digestion and maximising productivity in ruminant animals. Please welcome Dr. Palovich. Arutai Pongchibun. Ms. Pongchibun investigated the livelihood strategies and environmental management practices employed amongst Indigenous hill tribe communities residing in Northern Thailand's national parks. Her research provided a valuable insight into the enhancement of collaborative natural resource management and sustainable livelihood initiatives through the development of adaptive co-management with good governance systems. Please welcome Dr. Pongchibun. Juan Manuel Sanhueza Frigolet. Leptospirosis is a zoonotic disease that commonly affects people who come into contact with animals. Mr. Sanhueza assessed leptospirosis in veterinarians and farmers in New Zealand. He identified risk factors for infection, evaluated vaccine efficacy in animals, and he provided an estimate of the disease burden and its monetary cost to the country. From his research, best practice procedures have been developed for the control of this disease in New Zealand. Please welcome Dr. Frigolet. Hong Wan So. The knowledge of powder flowability is important as powders behave and flow differently when handled and processed under different conditions. Mr. Saw's research provided insight into the behaviour of some regular and challenging materials encountered in the food and mineral industries. His findings will further assist and facilitate the development of new techniques and solutions relevant to powder handling and to processing. Please welcome Dr. Saw. Emily Vanessa Charlene Valley, doctoral scholar. Ms. Valley's research improved current knowledge on the epidemiology of leptospirosis on New Zealand sheep farms. Her research showed that while vaccination is unlikely to be cost-effective on most sheep farms when related to growth and reproduction, its efficacy in preventing shedding in urine associated with the current high prevalence of disease in infected flocks would make it a very useful tool in the prevention of human leptospirosis. Please welcome Dr. Valley. Masako Wada, doctoral scholar. Ms. Wada investigated the localised pattern of foot and mouth disease transmission in historical international outbreaks to inform simulation modelling. She also developed an economic module to evaluate alternative control strategies for New Zealand. Her research contributes to enhancing the current simulation modelling system and provides valuable insights into the potential benefits of emergency vaccination. Please help me welcome Dr. Mada. Shiyong Wang. Mr. Wong developed a software toolbox to promptly and cost-effectively detect outbreaks of a new emerging disease in the context of any country. He used risk mapping and simulation modelling to test a range of different detection methods, and then he combined several methods in an optimal investment portfolio based on the speed of detection and also on economic benefit. Please welcome Dr. Wong. Matthew Colin Wilkins, doctoral scholar. Almost 200 years ago, William Hamilton gave the world his reformulation of classical mechanics, the so-called Hamiltonian mechanics. By permitting a singular structure matrix, Mr. Wilkins' research extended this exalted theory to accommodate the Vacuonomic equations. Moreover, he provided through his research a stable, high-order numerical method for solving the multi-Hamiltonian equations where none has previously existed. Please welcome Dr. Wilkins. Chancellor, that confers the presentation of graduates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
Thank you, Professor Burns. At the conclusion of the ceremony, guests are requested to remain in their seats until the processions have assembled in the foyer. I declare this congregation to be adjourned. Please join with us in singing the national anthem, God Defend New Zealand, led of course by Forte, from the Palmerston North Boys High School, the words of which are printed on the screen. We will begin with the Maori version of the anthem. Please stand.